Now, as I mentioned earlier, there is a special event this evening marking the one-year anniversary of Morocco and Israel establishing full diplomatic relations, which is being held at Tel Aviv University. Let's go there now and join our Middle East correspondent, Ariel Osran. And Ariel, tell us about that event and what you've been hearing there.
Well, Kalev, the event began with a lovely spread of Moroccan food, and inside, after the national anthems of the three countries, Morocco, U.S., and Israel, because, a reminder, this is a trilateral agreement. The United States mediated this agreement. They're also, what they rewarded the Moroccans with, the recognition of the Western Sahara. All this is part of one big package, and afterwards we heard a bunch of speeches from different delegates. The keynote speaker was the head of the Moroccan liaison office here in Tel Aviv, Abdelrahim Bayoud. He said that what set the ground for resuming these relations were the tight connection between the court of King Mohammed VI and the Jewish community in Morocco. He also said, and this was interesting, that he hopes, that Morocco hopes that resuming ties with Israel will bring peace to the region, but, and this is important, he said that it's also should be based on a true peace process with the Palestinians. And so I think that will be one of the next talking points between the two countries as the relations continue to strengthen and get warmer after a year, marking a year today, after renewing them.
Right, and in fact, we just had a guest, an analyst from Morocco, actually making that point that the Moroccans do want to be involved in the peace process. But Ariel, you also stressed the security component of Israel and Morocco, part of that bigger alliance working against more, let's say, extreme, aggressive forces in the region. And he mentioned Iran specifically.
No, the specific talks where no other countries were mentioned, and even though one of the big deals, perhaps the biggest deal signed between Rabat and Jerusalem over the past year was the Memorandum of Understanding on the security issues. There's also been a bunch of other agreements in agriculture, high tech. The representative here from Tel Aviv University said that they'll begin awarding scholarships to Moroccan students to come here in Israel. And so I think beyond the security cooperation, which is clearly there and was pretty much laid the groundwork throughout the past decades, even when there weren't official diplomatic relations, I think what both countries want to see is a tighter relationship on all fronts, not just security.
Ariel Osran, looks like a nice event. Thank you for joining us.